Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. It's called Stop the Internet Podcast.
Hi,
I'm Kelee.
Rebecca here.
So I just forgot what to say.
It's okay.
You introduce yourself first.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
I'm Kelee. We're your hosts.
My stomach's not okay.
We need a pizza.
We do.
Today. Should we order one?
No, let's not. I am eating pasta for dinner.
Okay.
Balance.
True. Today we're talking about shitty ass roommates. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
This is going to be another episode where we're like really gassing each other up. And we're just taking down everyone in our path.
Sometimes when I edit back the podcast, I'm literally like, who hurt you? But to myself.
Same.
I'm just like going off about relationships and like shitty friends. And then I'm like, this has never happened to me. Like,
we're mad about what could have been.
I know. We're just riding so hard for the OPs and just like the hypothetical friends that we have.
Yep.
Which I feel like is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have passion.
And then sometimes on the podcast, I do realize that I like say a thought, but then I listen back and I have a thought to add to it. But I'm like, oh, I didn't say that because I didn't think of it in the moment.
Same. All the time. It's okay.
Yeah. We're evolving.
We're trying our best.
Yeah.
It's hard when you're aware that you're being perceived. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because, like, I know everything I say, someone's listening.
Yeah.
And I'm, tailoring what I'm saying because of that, when you should just say...
Yeah, I feel like I kind of do that.
I feel like I do that a little. I mean, I still stand by things I've said, of course. I'm not, like, just lying. But it does affect what you say.
Yeah. I feel like the internet is a place where I don't think this happens on our podcast as much, but it's like that idea that if someone says, I love grapes, people are going to be like, well, you didn't even mention oranges, so you just hate apples? And it's like, no, you can think two things even though you only say one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's our disclaimer for the day.
Yeah, just don't hate on us. Not that anyone does.
Yeah,
I feel
no
like
one does.
We don't get hate comments, which really makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because I also am like, am I going to offend people if I'm like, yeah, you're an asshole?
Mm-hmm.
But also they are asking.
Right. They are. Yeah, exactly. In this format, they're asking.
Yeah.
So if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, bitch.
True. Get the gavel. Oh, we need the gavel. Let's get it.
Yeah. Gavel, gavel, gavel.
Here we go. My gavel almost just came off into two pieces. If you don't watch this podcast on YouTube, or I guess you can watch it on Spotify, but you definitely should. If you're an audio person, you should definitely just watch us.
I do a thing where I try to, like, I prefer video, so I'll tend to watch it on YouTube, but I want to make sure we get the Spotify, like, numbers.
Oh, true.
So I will play it on Spotify, but, like, on mute.
Oh, good idea.
But I'm such a visual person.
Yes. I love a video. Yeah. I love a video format.
Actually, not always, though, because if I'm going for a long walk, I just play podcasts.
I was really thinking deep about my preferences because I was like, I actually listen to podcasts all day while I work, and none of them are video. But there are a few select ones that I watch the video of. Mm-hmm. And they're more like YouTube style videos where they're like doing funny stuff. Oh. But I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to do funny stuff. Yeah. Like wearing costumes.
Mukbang. In costume.
Oh, yes.
Wait, we have to dress up as the Robbers music video.
Okay. We love Robbers by the 1975. Great song. Phenomenal music video. I think it's low-key about a toxic relationship.
Oh, high-key, yeah.
Which is not good, but the song is so good.
And the music video is so good. It's canon.
So good. It's canon?
Like, The Great Gatsby is canon. See, this is the problem. I say the words and I struggle to, like, explain them to someone else.
Okay.
But if something's canon, it just means it's, like, embedded in the zeitgeist. I just sounded like a freaking New Yorker article. I hate myself.
We love an intellectual.
That's me.
Yes.
Canon.
The zeitgeist. Ooh, I haven't used that word in 26 years.
So, like, a collection or list of sacred books accepted as genuine. So it's like the sacred books, movies, songs, music videos.
Wow, what a great term. Okay.
The Robbers is sacred for sure.
Oh, 100%. I do think it's so niche, though, that when we dress up as it... Did I just say a sentence? Was that a sentence?
Are we okay?
I had one too many drinks last night, and
Same.
I think I'm still being affected by it.
Same.
So I think I did just say a sentence. When we dress up as the music video characters, I don't know if anyone's going to get it.
It's okay.
Do we have to have, like, I don't even want to say it, a gun?
No. I just want to dress up as him or her because they're both wearing, like, the bandana, you know?
Yeah.
Sickening.
True. I love that song. It's so good. I show it to people sometimes and I'm like, if you appreciate this, we can vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
That's why we're such good friends.
Wow.
We're the quirky girls of the internet. Heard it here first.
We're the what?
The quirky girls of the internet.
So true. So true.
Non-ironically.
Non-ironically. And what does ironic mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Don't do this to me.
Okay, let's get into shitty roommates.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, not shitty roommates, just like roommate drama.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not all shitty.
Maybe
they are.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, what to do first? There's so many good ones.
I can read one, by the way, if you want to break. Just like once. I'm scared.
Oh, okay. Do you want to read it first?
Okay.
Okay.
I think Erin should make a guest appearance.
Today?
Yeah.
You can text her. We're going to test out Rebecca's reading skills.
Wait, Erin's coming down.
Erin's coming down. Okay. Wow. We're having a guest appearance by another co-host.
Another sister in the household.
Wow. Erin's my longest roommate.
Isn't
that weird?
Do the people know you guys are sisters?
I think... Actually, I don't know. Erin, one of the other co-hosts, is my sister. I don't know if people know we're sisters, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you look alike, but you also look so different. But, like, you look related.
Do we?
But you don't look necessarily like sisters.
Some people think that we either look like twins or that we look absolutely nothing alike. And usually people don't go in the middle.
Erin!
Oh my God. Wow, this is crazy.
Oh my God, Bessie!
Rebecca! Oh my God,
you look so cute.
Thanks, I'm going out to lunch.
Wow.
You're so cute.
This is
for
so
having
weird.
me.
This is so weird.
We're talking about roommate stories.
Oh.
That's what we said.
Wait, can I tell a funny roommate story?
Yes.
Okay, lean towards this mic a little bit.
Okay. So I have one funny roommate story. Okay, so I had multiple best friends in my dorm freshman year. We lived together sophomore year. We were like, let's stay together junior year, take in another one of our friends. And long story short, we ended up with one extra rando roommate because she was like in the house. We wanted whatever. We hated her. She was horrible. Like, she was just like a mean person and was like just a terrible person to be around. So long story short, we like literally by the end of the year did not speak to her. We could not stand her. She was like terrifying and horrible. She was in the same major as my one best friend who was also our roommate that we lived with, and she was a year ahead of us. So she graduated, got a job, whatever. Well, I assume she did because I didn't talk to her. My best friend who lived with us that was in her major graduates a year later, goes to get a job, walks into an interview, and they said, oh, our interviewer Rebecca will be right with you. And she was like,
AKA the old roommate.
AKA the old roommate.
No.
We hated this girl so bad that my best friend immediately just got up and walked out of the interview without saying a word. She was like, this girl is not even worth facing for a job that I want. Goodbye. And left.
Good on her, yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wow.
She was really that bad. You know what? I had a roommate in college that just did not like me at all. I don't know why. And if I walked into an interview and she was there, I might do the same thing. Because I just know that she doesn't like me. Yeah. So I'm like,
right.
I'm never going to
You're not going to work for her. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. Way to kick it off, E-Dog.
Wow. Love a good roommate story.
Rebecca's going to read the first story. I feel like you'll like this first story that I picked.
Okay, I have to leave, but
okay.
You're not going to stay for the first story?
I literally can't.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. I have to
Okay.
go.
Love you.
But I'm so glad I crashed this recording sesh.
Same.
Bye. Love
Bye.
See ya.
Love.
Here we go.
Wait, I'm nervous.
It's okay.
Am I the asshole for switching my skincare and unintentionally making my roommate's face flare up? I, female 21, have pretty normal / combo skin, and I'm not sensitive to much. I also don't suffer from acne unless it's hormonal, and like to switch up my skincare products from time to time. My roommate, female 20, has extremely sensitive skin, and if an ingredient is placed on her skin that she is allergic to or causes a reaction, she gets small clusters of breakouts, and her skin is usually very inflamed / red for a long period of time. Due to this, she is very cautious of what is placed on her skin and needs to read each label before using a product. We share one bathroom and have different sinks separating each side. It is clear one side is mine and one side is hers. On my side, I have a cleanser I use daily. It's a little pricey, but I don't mind spending a bit more on myself when I like a product. I leave it out on the counter because it's more convenient for me. I noticed it was nearly half gone after 2 weeks of me buying it. It usually lasts me a month or more. And realized my roommate had been using it both day and night. Oh my god, I would murder someone. I didn't have an issue, but I felt a little upset she didn't ask beforehand, knowing it was expensive. She made a comment about it after Googling it, and not offering to replace it once it was out. I brought this up, and she brushed it off and said she was sorry, she didn't think it was a big deal, that I was being dramatic, and that it works for her skin, and has never found something so nice, and continued to use it. I offered to send her the link. Wait, I'm dead.
Wait, so basically OP's roommate used her soap and then was like, I Googled it. It's really expensive, but I've never found something so nice, so I'm just going to keep using yours. You're being dramatic. What?
I offered to send her the link to get her own, and she said, okay, thanks, and never did. As I said, I like to use different skincare products and cycle through products. I saw an ad for another brand of skincare and wanted to try it out. This girl is me. I bought the cleanser and toner from this brand. I replaced my old cleanser with this one, and they had very different packaging. This was in a plastic container. My other one was glass and green. I don't usually check the ingredients. All I know is my skin doesn't like vitamin C, which this had none of. I didn't think much of me changing my products like I always do until my roommate woke up the next morning with a severe inflamed rash across her face. Her skin has its stages of acne, and she was even on medication for it, but it was in remission up until this point. She ran to the bathroom and found out I had changed my cleanser, and that was what caused this reaction. She went crazy on me and started yelling at me, telling me her skin was burning and it was all my fault. She said, I knew her skin would react to this, and that I'm a petty bitch for sabotaging her. She called me a selfish whore, and that she won't be able to do what she had planned this weekend because of this. She thinks I'm in the wrong because I knew she had sensitivity to certain things and did this purposefully. The products are clearly different, and she didn't take the chance to read the label. I feel like it's not my job to tell her I changed my routine. The end.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't read the whole story before.
Yeah, that's...
The roommate's out of line.
So the roommate thinks she's the petty bitch when the roommate is the petty bitch.
Yes.
That's out of line.
Yes.
To use half a bottle, because, like, I'm a skincare girly, so these products, if she's saying they're expensive, they're probably, like, $50.
Yeah.
So you just used $25 of product.
Yeah.
Didn't ask. And then you're mad that your skin is like, what? Who?
The girl is basically mad that she stole a product from somebody else and then it hurt her.
Yeah.
It's giving that court case where a robber broke into somebody's house and then accidentally stabbed themselves with a knife and then sued the family whose home he broke into.
I've never heard of that, but it's the same thing. Yeah.
I don't know if it's real or if that's like a pretend case that they use to like teach certain laws, but it's like, no, you're breaking a law.
Yeah, that's really wild.
She's breaking a law. I mean, she is stealing.
I'm also curious as to why, if she knew the roommate was using her cleanser, why she continued to keep it out. Because at that point, I think I would put it in a safe space in my room or something.
I get that, but at the same time, she's allowed to keep her stuff on the sink.
Yeah.
Like, she's paying for the house too, so she should just have to hide all of her valuables because her roommate is such a shitty friend and just steals it.
I mean, people do it all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like there should be
a conversation, maybe.
Yeah, like the roommate should learn.
Yeah. No,
I don't know if that's possible for some people, but
clearly.
It's the roommate's fault. Like, OP shouldn't have to suffer because of that. The roommate is so out of line, and she deserved it.
Yeah, she just... Karma.
Yeah.
Karma is my boyfriend. Skincare that gives me a rash.
True. I don't get how the roommate handled it. Like, after the roommate yelled at OP and was like, you did this, now I have to cancel my plans, blah, 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 blah. Like, what did OP say to that?
Right.
Because if that was me, I'd be like, I would be like, please be so for real right now.
I was going to say that.
Be so incredibly for real. Are you okay?
BFFR.
Do you actually think you are in the right in this situation?
Yeah.
Because you stole a product that I bought for myself. You didn't read the label. You assumed that it would work for you. And then you used it, had a bad reaction, and that's my fault?
Yeah, because that's the other part of this, is that she has sensitive skin. So why are you out here using any product that's just out on the counter? Like, that's on you, sweetie.
It's entirely the roommate's fault. She's so out of line, and OP did nothing wrong.
Facts.
I thought this was going to be a story where OP said, I took a different product, put it in this container, and then she used it, which I still think you're entitled to do. You can put your skincare products in anything you want.
True. The title was misleading because it did sound like that, yeah. Wow.
The roommate's out of line and you're not an asshole.
Gavel!
I liked listening to you read.
Thanks.
That was fun.
Did I pass?
Yeah, I think you did great.
Thanks.
Should we flip-flop on and off?
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Let's have another person that needs to BFFR.
Fab.
Am I the asshole for scraping the ice and snow off of my roommate's girlfriend's car? I, 26 male, live in New York with a roommate, 29 male, and it's fine. It's fine.
Period.
That's literally what it says. We aren't close friends or anything, but we get along, keep clean, and pay rent on time. I am originally from the rural Midwest, and the stereotype that people are mean in New York is very true. I was always considered the darker, odd one in the Midwest because I preferred not to talk to people, but in New York, it seems too extreme. I'm fine with it, but if someone walks in your eye line and you smile at them, they will look at you like you're insane. Where I come from, you could encounter a random stranger anywhere and have a long, in-depth conversation with them. Just in general, people are nicer. In the winter, if I got off from my job at 9 and another person got off at 7, if they saw it snowed, but it stopped snowing, they would brush the snow and scrape the ice off of my car. I'd do the same for a coworker. In New York, people get offended when you say ma'am or sir, but in the rural Midwest or South, people get offended if you don't say that. Recently, my roommate's girlfriend stayed over during a snowstorm. My roommate doesn't have a car, but his girlfriend does. The snow died down after a couple of days, and when I went out to leave in the morning, I brushed the snow off my car and also did the same to the girlfriend's car. I also shoveled enough snow so that... I'm so sorry. I already read the end of this story. It's just so stupid that it makes me laugh. I also shoveled enough snow so that we could both back out. I did...
Sorry. I'm excited now.
Sorry. I didn't even say I did it or mention it. Sorry. I'm having...
What's happening?
It's not even funny, but I'm just in a weird mood today.
You're in a silly, goofy mood.
I'm in a silly, goofy mood. I kind of wanted to do an episode where we like drink wine or something.
Yes.
But I'm like, I'm not even drinking tonight, and this is how I handle myself.
It's okay.
Okay. I didn't even say I did it or mention it, but when I got back home in the night, my roommate looked upset. He was like, never do that shit again. I didn't even know what he was talking about, and when I asked him to clarify, he just said, you know. Eventually, he told me that brushing snow and scraping ice off other people's cars is weird. I told him that it's not a big deal, it's just a nice thing to do. I asked if his girlfriend was pissed about it or something, and he said that she was happy and pointed out how I am always a really nice person. Is this weird to do? I don't think brushing snow off someone's car after you do yours is weird or makes me an asshole.
Yeah, that's so funny.
What the fuck?
I love how we felt the need to describe like the different ways of life in the Midwest compared to New York just to like make his point. I love that. I mean, that's such a nice thing to do. I feel like
the roommate is so insecure.
Yeah.
What the hell? The boyfriend is just getting mad because he's jealous, I think.
Yeah.
He's looking for drama.
He wished he thought of that first.
Yeah. I mean, I get why he didn't scrape the ice off her car, because if you don't have a car, you don't even like think about that.
Mm-hmm.
But then if someone does your girlfriend a favor and your girlfriend says, that was so nice, I really appreciate it, the boyfriend then saying, that's so weird, why would he do that? You're jealous, you're insecure, and immature.
Period.
And no, doing a nice favor for someone doesn't make you an asshole.
No.
If someone scraped the ice and snow off my car, I would be eternally grateful.
And that's the thing too, when it snows, that is the worst part about it, is when you have to get somewhere. Yes. And you have to wake up early, heat your car up, scrape the ice, scrape the snow. It's a pain.
Such a pain.
So the fact that he did that, like, chivalry is alive, ladies.
And it's not even chivalry. It's just like a friendly thing to do.
You know what she should do?
What?
Dump the boyfriend and date the other roommate.
She should immediately dump the boyfriend and date the roommate.
That's my advice. He's a keeper.
The top comment is, not the asshole. You were being helpful. Does your roommate think you're trying to steal his girlfriend? He sounds really insecure. Someone said, yeah, well, I don't think it was logical at all for him to get that angry. The only reason I can think of is that he's extremely irrationally jealous and thinks OP is making him look bad for not doing it himself. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Either way, OP is entirely not the asshole. And the only weird thing is the roommate's response.
Facts.
Facts. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Period. That was fun.
Yeah. Do you want to read another one?
Okay.
A few weeks ago, me and Erin recorded.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's going to lead the episode. She's going to read. And then I think she read one story, maybe two. And I was like, I have another one. I have another story.
Yeah.
Should we do one that I'm on the fence about?
Yes.
Okay.
Eek. I'll stop screaming.
No, keep screaming.
It's that Saturday afternoon energy, baby.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for asking my roommate to avoid cooking a certain meal when my pregnant girlfriend visits? My girlfriend and I are expecting. We don't live together, but we're waiting until the baby's born to figure out our living arrangements. She's 4 months pregnant. There are certain smells that she just cannot tolerate, and my roommate tends to cook some meals with the smell that causes her to be nauseous. That would result in her throwing up and getting sick. I tried to speak to him about it, but he got pretty defensive, saying he has a specific diet that he sticks to, and that he didn't see how this was wrong. I cleared things up, saying there was nothing wrong with what he was doing, but asked him to just not cook those specific meals that have a smell that trigger my girlfriend's nausea. He got upset and ranted about how he's a resident, unlike my girlfriend. Oh, shit, who doesn't live here, and said that he can't even consider my request since she's here almost 4 days a week and stays until 10 p.m. I tried to discuss it with him and maybe figure out a compromise, but he bluntly told me he doesn't owe me or my girlfriend any accommodations nor compromises. I thought that was unnecessarily rude and selfish of him. He told me to deal with it or tell her not to come, which was offensive because she's my partner and she's pregnant and I need to make sure she's okay by seeing her weekly. He's avoiding me right now. Am I the asshole ? I figured it wouldn't be such a huge deal since it wasn't like I'm telling him to stop cooking at all, just when my girlfriend is over. Info, period. I can't go to her place because she's currently living with her parents, and I can't go over there because I'm not on good terms with them. Wait, that was really funny context.
Okay, a little bit of character building.
Okay, I mean, I'm a little bit on the fence.
Me too.
Yeah, because they both kind of sound like assholes.
Yeah.
A little bit. Is it a big ask for him to ask his roommate not to cook certain things? No. But why should his roommate, not... it's his roommate's house, too.
Yeah.
And, again, if she's over there constantly, I could see how that could be, a little annoying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like how you said, is it a big ask to ask your roommate to not cook something? No. I feel like in a way it could be, though. Mm-hmm. Because if that's what you want to eat, you should be able to cook it in your house. But I also feel like if she's there 4 days a week.
Yeah.
and she stays until 10 p.m. I don't know what time she's getting there, but that's probably when people are preparing their meals for the next day or the week or whatever. And like, is he just not supposed to cook? Like,
Right.
I could see if the girlfriend was coming over once a week and the roommate was like, hey, I know this is a big ask, but she gets sick with this smell. Is there any way you could cook this meal on this day and then cook this other meal when she's here? And give him like a week's warning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't ask him 4 minutes before she walks in the door.
Right, yeah.
And see what he says to that, because I feel like maybe he would be more open to that. But if your girlfriend is at his house 4 days a week out of 7, and then you're asking him to not cook, I kind of think that is a big ask.
Yeah, you're right, because it's during prime dinner hours, as you said.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is he supposed to do? Not eat dinner or like go out?
Yeah.
And it sounds like she has a sensitive stomach, but it's like, again, is that your problem? No.
Or maybe instead of asking your roommate, like, oh, can you not do this when my girlfriend is here? Why don't you ask your roommate, when are you going to cook this food? Because I'm going to tell my girlfriend to not come during those times.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the easiest option.
Right.
Because your roommate is entitled to do whatever he wants.
In his house.
Yeah. It's not like he's like being a menace.
Right.
He's cooking dinner and she just happens to not enjoy the smell of it.
Yeah. And I like that he provided the context, because my advice was going to be go to her house, you buffoon.
Yeah.
But I guess he can't. Eek.
I think it's funny too that they are waiting until the baby comes and then they're going to decide where they live.
Yeah.
I mean, that's irrelevant to this, but
I wonder if
okay.
he's going to be like thinking he can bring a baby into this situation.
Yeah. Wait, speaking of that, let me read one of the top comments, because I think somebody mentioned that.
He sounds like he
earlier.
has not a whole lot of scruples.
I think I read a comment that said something along the lines of the roommate is probably just trying to set boundaries, because then if you have a baby and then you're bringing the baby into the house, you might have even more asks.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's always going to be open to the things that you ask him, he doesn't want to set that standard. Like, and have you get too used to him being nice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
I was on the fence before reading all the details, because I feel like if it was one time, or if it was one time a week, I don't think it's rude to ask your roommates, can we use the kitchen or the living room or whatever this day, or could you not do this one time? And I'm asking just a favor. I know you don't owe me anything, but that's what a favor is. I feel like that's one thing.
Right.
But to do it all the time, too much.
In your own house, when you're just trying to live your life and get your protein in.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Also, I feel like a lot of the times when we read stories that are like, am I the asshole for asking this of someone and then they don't give it to me? People are like, oh, well, you're not entitled to that favor, or like, you're not entitled to that. Specifically times involving childcare, when they're like, I asked my roommate or my brother or whatever to watch my baby because I had an emergency. People will be like, well, you don't just deserve childcare, and like everyone doesn't serve you and blah blah blah. And it's like, that's why they're asking a favor in an emergency situation. And it's like, you're allowed to ask someone a favor. It doesn't make you an asshole to ask.
Right.
I don't know. So is he an asshole to ask that? No, but the roommate isn't an asshole to say no.
Because it's like you said earlier, it's not a favor. It's like he's asking him to kind of change his lifestyle around. And pregnancy is 9 months. That's a long time to not be making the dinners you want to make.
Yeah. She has 5 months left of this.
Yeah.
And then when the baby comes, what if the baby doesn't like the smell?
Oh, yeah. They need to figure their own ish out.
I like how the roommate, though, kind of like subtle flexes. And he's like, I'm a resident and your shitty girlfriend isn't.
Because that's a huge problem in roommate situations, when like the significant other is severely overstaying their welcome.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you going to start paying rent?
Yeah. I have a friend who was just telling me he used to live in New York, and he said that there's 3 guys and one of the girlfriends would be there like 5 days a week, and she started sleeping there all the weekdays because she worked in Manhattan, but she lived in Jersey, so she would have to take like the ferry if she wasn't sleeping over there. And they were like, okay, like it's one thing if your girlfriend is here on the weekends or a few nights a week, but like she's living here right now. Like,
she's
she needs
using
to
you.
Either cut us a check for rent or cut the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Take the ferry, bitch.
I know. I'm like, okay, that's a little much.
Yeah.
And then actually, I've had other friends that have gotten into fights over that when like the boyfriend or the girlfriend has a key to the apartment now that they don't pay for. And there's other roommates. And it's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
I'm like, it is a little much.
That's a lot. I mean, unless you're both in agreement, like you and the roommates, and maybe the other person also has a significant other who's around a lot. But yeah, it can be a lot. Mm-hmm. And then you're just taking advantage at that point.
Yeah, totally.
The ferry. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Isn't that so funny? And then she would just like sleep at their house
from
Monday through Friday and like have her laptop, I'm sure, like in the living room. And the other roommates are like, this is Manhattan rent we're paying here. And now she's just getting it for free.
Yeah, no.
I thought that was so funny. Just the way that he told me that story. I was like, what?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think OP's he's not an asshole for asking, but I think if you get mad at the roommate for not obliging to your requests, that would make you an asshole.
Agreed.
Yeah. Here's another one that's an interesting
Ooh, okay. Topic. Like you're unsure.
Yeah, an interesting debate.
I love a debate.
I hope this
I
know, I was going to say, I hope this doesn't make me seem like an asshole when I say my opinion. Am I the asshole for not wanting to switch rooms with a new disabled roommate? So, I live in your standard crap student house with a terrible layout. It's a 5-bedroom house with my 3 roommates upstairs and 2 bedrooms downstairs, one being fairly big and one about half the size. The big one is mine. It's a reconverted living room, and it's right at the front of the house, so I get first dibs on being broken into, I guess. And it's loud as hell because it's next to the road. When my roommates and I moved in, they didn't want to live on the bottom floor, and I wasn't bothered, so it worked out. The 5th little bedroom has been empty thus far. It's in our contract as a storage room, but our landlord offered us a reduced rent if we were to have an extra tenant. Housing in our area is very scarce. Housing in our area is very scarce. And we, being broke students, were like, sure, whatever. So someone came and looked at the house, the room, and is going to be signing for it. We didn't meet them, but they're planning to move in soonish. Problem is, the landlord contacted us today to ask if any of us would be okay to switch rooms because the new person is disabled and can't have such a small room. We haven't been given any other details apart from physically disabled. So my roommates upstairs all went, well, they might not be able to get up the stairs, so you should be the one to move rooms. The issue is, I really don't want to move rooms. The spare room is crap, which is why it was deemed the spare room. I love my room. I've signed onto this house for another year, and I signed based on my nice room and being in my nice room. I have a big reptile tank, a dressing table and shit. I've done my best to make a terrible student room into a place that I actually like spending time in, and I'm not prepared to give it up. We haven't got back to the landlord with a decision yet, but my roommates are saying that if it were them that needed to give up their room, of course they would. Okay, but that's very easy to say, isn't it? And that I'm being an ass for not doing it.
An ass.
An ass. I really feel for this new person, especially if they're physically disabled and need the extra space, and especially since housing is so difficult right now, but I don't want to lose my nice room. Am I the asshole? Should I just suck it up for the next year and switch rooms?
This is hard.
Right?
I don't know.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah. Wait, what were you going to say?
Okay, guys, don't hate me. Keep an open mind. Educate me if you think I need to be educated. Politely, please. I don't think I would switch rooms.
Yeah. It's tough. Like, you don't have options, really. Because either you switch rooms, you're probably going to be miserable in the spare room, which, side note, reminds me of Harry Potter.
Yes.
The spare room.
Yeah.
So you do that. Or you stay in your room and refuse, and then you are like the asshole of the house. I feel like I need to know like, is this really mean to say? I feel like I need to know the level of her disability because, like, yeah, is it absolutely impossible for her to have the spare room? Like, is she in a wheelchair?
Right.
Or, you know?
I think the thing, though, is the potential new roommate came to see the house, didn't they?
Oh.
Or wouldn't they know what they're signing up for? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the disabled person, they're not stupid either. Like, they know what they're signing up for.
Mm-hmm.
And if they toured a house and spoke to a landlord and a landlord explained to them the situation and said, there's 4 other people or 5, however many roommates are already living in this house. There's a very small room. The circumstances are that this isn't zoned as a bedroom. I'm offering them a deal. I'm offering you a deal. They're already living their lives.
Right.
If you want to accept those terms, you can. And if you don't want to, then this isn't the home for you.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
they can make decisions too, based off of their own needs that they know the most about.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it isn't really right for the landlord to be like, you've been living in this house. I offered you this situation to rent out the spare room. And then after finding out that the potential new roommate has a disability, the landlord is now changing the terms that the roommates agreed to.
Yep, that's all very valid.
And I feel like they don't need to agree to the new terms. That doesn't make them an asshole. Also, I think it's really important to feel safe and comforted by your living situation.
Yeah.
And if OP loves his room, which it seems he does, I think he's in the right to remain there and not agree to new terms that he did not agree to.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Because the landlord did a little switcheroo.
Yeah.
Like, I understand housing is scarce. Now I'm second guessing.
Scarce, because I said scarce.
I understand that, but that's not, like, your problem, you know?
I kind of feel like that too. Is that horrible?
I know. Now I feel bad. I
feel bad too because I know that a lot of disabled people, they live their whole lives having to work harder than everyone else for the same level of equality or
comfort.
Comfort or level of living.
Yeah.
Equality of living. But at the same time, these people are already living their life. It's not like they're going out of their way to make something harder for somebody else. Or it's not like this person came to them and was like, I don't know.
I get what you're trying to say.
I feel like, I don't know.
They're not going out of their way to, like, shun this person or, like, make it hard for them.
Right.
This landlord, I think it's on the landlord a little bit.
I kind of think it's on the landlord. Yeah.
Like, it's just not your circus, not your monkeys.
I kind of feel like...
I keep saying that recently.
I know, I did.
Yeah.
I've never heard that phrase before, really. Well...
Where did I hear it from?
I don't know.
It might have been another podcast, to be honest.
There was a phrase that an OP used. It was called, I gave her a wide berth. And I literally looked it up and I was like, what the hell does that mean? Because I looked up the definition of birth.
Yeah.
And then so many people commented and they were like, this is a very commonly used phrase and you should have Googled the whole phrase. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I was wrong.
I was laughing at that.
I commented back to everyone on YouTube and they were like, yeah, you just learned this word. Like, why are you already saying that someone else is wrong? And I was like, that's valid.
Shit.
I was like, you are right. And I was not. Anyway,
period.
I do feel like in this case, though, it is on the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that is the potential roommate, they know their own needs. Like, they know what's up.
Yeah.
And so if the landlord presented them this spare room and said, this is the room you would be in, take it or leave it, the disabled person can make that decision for themselves.
Yeah, totally.
Like, they know what their life is. So let's give them some credit as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's not just on everyone else to change. Like, who knows? Maybe these roommates would change their living dynamic and then the disabled person would be like, you guys didn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
If it would be fine.
Yeah.
That's up to them to decide.
That's up to them. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just because housing is scarce in this area doesn't mean it's on you to change your living situation.
Right.
I don't know.
I agree. Because what you said is important. Like, you spend so much time in your living quarters.
Yeah.
And he sounds like he made it his little nook, his little safe space.
Yeah.
Why should he have to redo it all again?
Exactly. And just like this new potential roommate is agreeing to sign a yearly lease based on the terms and the room that they saw, OP agreed to sign a lease based off the terms and the room that they saw.
Yeah. Wow.
So they should all be entitled to the terms that they signed a legally binding contract, aka a lease, to accept.
And I don't love the other two roommates taking the side of the landlord and being like, yeah, if that were us, we would switch. And it's like, well, would you?
Yeah, it is real easy to say.
Yeah, when you're already in a room that you love.
Yeah.
So I don't love that.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And also,
poor everyone.
Maybe they would switch. Like, maybe the roommates would switch rooms, but
they don't know that.
But I think even if they would, that still doesn't mean that OP has to.
Right.
Like, sure, if another roommate doesn't care that deeply about which room they have, that's great for them. OP is still allowed to care about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Not the asshole.
That was a tough one.
That was tough, right?
But we talked it. Yeah, I think we talked it through.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my God. What do we do next?
Wait, what is WIB?
Would I be the asshole?
Why? They got to say it like that.
Because they didn't do it yet.
Oh.
They didn't commit the act yet.
Okay. Would I be the asshole if I move out without telling my roommate after finding out he stole my trash? For context, I, 20 male, have been sharing an apartment with my roommate, 35 male, since last January 2022. So pretty much an entire year. Legally, we pay an equal amount, but it is his apartment and I pay rent directly to him. Everything was going pretty okay until the last couple of months when I started to feel a weird vibe. First things first, he put a hidden camera in the living room in July, but didn't tell me until December. SOS. When I found the camera, he told me that I must have forgotten about that conversation and that it was hidden because it was a security camera, in quotes.
We love a gaslighting king.
I was going to say, Gaslighter. Do you know that song?
No.
By the Dixie Chicks?
No.
Or the Chicks, sorry. Around that time, he started to do my laundry without asking, collecting my dirty laundry, and he also started to take out my trash. I asked him if he was concerned about my hygiene habits, but he told me it was no problem for him to do that stuff. I told him it was a problem for me. I was sick of losing track of my clothes, and I was already missing some socks, and it was also something personal to me. He said, sure, no problem, just trying to help. Now, the main point of conflict was, I was having some alone me time in my room. The way he said that. Not to get too NSFW, but I was watching porn. I cleaned myself with a couple of Kleenex, and when I finished, I left my room to take a shower. When I came back, the Kleenex was missing from the trash can. I noticed that because those couple of Kleenex were the only trash in the entire bin. He was in the apartment, so I went to his room and I asked him directly if he took the trash. He told me, nah, I didn't do anything. So I made clear that the trash missing was specifically my dirty Kleenexes and that if he indeed took them, it'd be extra weird. He got defensive and said I was insane and that was gross. He told me he was straight and that I knew he had a girlfriend. So I must have been high or stupid to think he'd do something like that. He told me my weed got me all paranoid and to grow up. So yeah, that's it. I'm creeped out and I want to leave ASAP, but I don't really want to have another conversation with him or pay him anything more. Would I be the asshole? No! What the F?
This man is scary.
I'm scared for him.
What? He's stealing your trash. He's putting cameras in your living room.
No, he has an obsession with you and you need to get out.
That is so scary.
That's
ew.
Yeah.
Scary.
Because, to bring up the age gap again, the guy is 20 and the roommate who's doing all this is 35. So I do feel like it's a situation. If you watch the Jersey Shore, we've got a situation.
We got a situation. I think this is appalling and so scary. And I feel so bad for the roommate's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because this man is gaslighting his roommate. The roommate threw a tissue in the trash, took a shower, came back probably 10, 20 minutes later, and it was gone. And then the roommate said, "You're insane. I wouldn't touch your trash."
Who else then? Who else?
If that's not gaslighting, I don't know what is.
Because the shower takes, 15 minutes tops?
Yeah.
Especially for a man. So,
probably 2 minutes.
Yeah, literally. So it's obviously you, sir, that took the stupid trash. Who else?
You should put cameras in your room.
Wait, yeah.
You should put cameras in your room And secretly, I guess you can plan to move out. So like in the time that it takes you to pack up your stuff and find something else and work on things behind the scenes, there's a camera in your room. Motion sensor.
You need proof.
Yeah, I think you do need proof because let's say he does try to take you to court, which like, what would you even owe him? You're not on the lease.
Right.
Leaving a house isn't a crime. I don't even know what he would try to sue you for, but let's say he does. You will then have proof that he is sneaking in to your room.
Yeah.
Going through your personal stuff, stealing from you. That's a crime. Also, the fact that he put a camera in your living room where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy and he didn't tell you, that's a crime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a crime for him.
It is. And for him to be like, oh, you must have forgotten that conversation. I would just start writing things down. Write down everything. Yeah. But I don't think you're doing anything wrong by moving out. I don't think he'll have a case against you.
Right.
If that's like what you're worried about.
He won't, but you need to start documenting. Yeah. Documenting. Yeah.
Gather proof, gather evidence.
We like can't talk during.
I know. We have stuttered. It's all going to be cut out, but we have stuttered a lot today. Or at least I have.
It's the alcohol from last night.
I know.
Oops.
Crazy.
No, yeah, I agree. Get the proof you need and get the F out of there.
That is scary.
But that sucks because, like, it's so tough to move. It's so expensive. Mm-hmm. And it just sucks that you're kind of, like, in this situation where you kind of have to.
Yeah.
If not, at least for your own personal mental health.
Yeah.
Or, like, peace of mind.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
It does suck that you're dealing with this, but
He's
I don't
a
know.
creep.
It's just like life. Yeah, you just have to get out of there. I mean, it fucking sucks. That's the only thing we can say.
Yeah.
But you deserve better, and that is fucking creepy as shit. And I think get out of there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
This man is scary. Do it with me.
Okay.
I love having the
gavel
here.
Sisters.
Okay, wait. I kind of want to hear your thoughts on this one, too. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend to use my roommate's bathroom? I, 19 female, just moved into an apartment with 2 other girls, Kayla and Maya, both 21 female. 2 days ago, I had my boyfriend Liam, 20 male, over, and we were hanging out between classes. We lost track of time while talking and realized that if we didn't leave in the next couple of minutes, that I'd be late for my afternoon class. I rushed to the bathroom to pee, and a moment later, my boyfriend knocked on the door and told me to hurry up because he had to go too. We didn't really have that much time left, and I still needed to brush my teeth and check my hair and makeup, and I wasn't going to do that with him pissing in the bathroom. My mind raced, and the only thing I could think was to tell Liam to use my roommate Kayla's bathroom, as her bedroom door is right across from mine, and I know she doesn't lock her door. Liam went and used Kayla's bathroom, and 5 minutes later we were out the door. I barely made it to class on time, but I made it, so I relaxed and things went on as normal. However, when I got out of class, I had some missed texts from my roommate's group chat. I opened it to see Kayla asking if anyone had used her bathroom while she was at work. Maya said no, that she'd been gone since 9 and wouldn't be back until after a thing with her sorority sisters. I responded saying I didn't use it, thinking there was no way she really knew that someone had been in there while she was out. I put my phone away and headed to the food court to grab something for dinner, then went back home, only to find Kayla on the couch watching TV. I said hi and just headed straight for my room, but before I could get my door unlocked, Kayla asked, "Why was Liam in my bathroom?" I asked her what she meant, and she told me she found ashes in the sink and a cigarette butt in the trash. Liam is the only one of our partners that actively smokes cigarettes. I figured at that point I was caught, and I admitted I told him to use her bathroom when we were in a rush to leave. She told me that's no excuse and reminded me that not only did we violate her privacy, but that Maya and her have already asked that Liam not smoke inside the apartment. None of them like the smell of cigarettes, and Kayla especially dislikes them because she grew up with a chain-smoking father. I tried to apologize again and asked why it was such a big deal because she never locks her door, so what exactly does she expect? She told me she shouldn't have to tell me as an adult to not go into her bedroom without permission, then got up and went into her room, slamming the door and locking it. I called Liam, upset about it, and told him what happened, and he said Kayla was overreacting.
Ugh.
I think so too, but she hasn't spoken to me since and has been ignoring me. Maya has talked to me noticeably less as well. I'm wondering if I messed up here or if they're just overreacting for real. For clarification, the apartment is not smoke-free, The entire apartment complex is smoke friendly. Maya and Kayla have no problem with Liam smoking on the patio or outside and disposing his cigarettes in my trash or the kitchen trash, but it's been in the 30s outside, so I let him smoke in my bedroom because he shouldn't have to be freezing cold while he smokes. It's in my room, so it's not a big deal. And Kayla has let me use her bathroom once before, so of course I didn't think that letting Liam do it would blow up like this. Also, we have individual leases, so they can't kick me off the lease. They can't kick me out for letting Liam smoke.
Okay, no one's saying they're going to kick you out. Relax.
The comments might have been saying that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, this is like, I'm not a fan of these gaslighting people today.
I know. Why is Liam like, oh, they're overreacting? Excuse me?
No.
They can react however they want.
Yeah, it's their home.
Yeah.
I thought this story was going to go a little bit in a different direction, but like the smoking of it all. First of all, where are you living that it's a smoke-friendly environment? That seems very 90s to me.
Yeah, that seems shocking.
I think the roommates are totally in the right.
Yes.
I think you're being a gaslighter. Gaslighter. And your boyfriend's being a douche lord.
Douche lord.
And to think they wouldn't notice, like, they're not dumb.
Yes.
What's up with that?
Yeah, why are we like assuming that everyone in our lives is just like dumb and cannot make their own decisions? Yeah. Like the last story, they're like, the roommate, like he's moving in. It's like, he's smart too. Or like they know how to live life too.
Yeah.
These roommates understand how life works.
Right.
Like you notice if someone goes into a space and touches things and moves things.
And has a cigarette butt in the trash can. Like, excuse me? I'm aware of my own space, you know?
I think it's absurd that she doesn't see a problem with what she did.
Right.
I think Liam is also dumb as shit, and I feel like he likes drama secretly because who in their right mind like would go into someone's space that you know you're not supposed to use, but then you leave a trail of evidence, and it's not even like you dropped a tissue that was clean or like you accidentally left the towel on the sink instead of hanging it back up. You left cigarette ashes in her sink and threw a smelly cigarette butt in her trash. That seems like he had ulterior motives. That almost seems like he was like trying to like get back at her for
like
something.
F you.
Yeah.
Vibes.
For like asking me to smoke outside. Like now I'm going to leave my cigarette butt in your trash.
You're totally right. Also, never mind the smoking of it all. To go in someone's room when they're sleeping or just like whatever, just because it's unlocked, that doesn't give you the right to just go in someone's room.
Yes.
Like, and it doesn't even sound, not that this would make it better, but I don't know, if they're all like really, really good friends, everyone's super cool with each other.
Yeah.
I could see a world in which that is more acceptable and maybe you've established that that's not a boundary, but it kind of sounds like you're not all like besties.
Yeah.
So especially to do that and just be like, it's no big deal. Like, I thought we were cool like that. Well, you're not, obviously.
And to not also just immediately apologize, to be like, you know what, you're right. I was in a rush and what I did was probably rude. I just told him to use your bathroom. I didn't expect him to leave a cigarette butt in there. That's out of line. It's so rude. And I'm going to talk to him about it and ask him why he did that. And I'm sorry. Like, just say that.
Yeah.
Like, why do people have to be like, oh, well, why is it even a fucking problem? It's like, if you're not entitled to use her bathroom.
Yeah. See, this is where I think their age comes in because they're like 19.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, are 19-year-olds saying sorry as much as you would be as like a 27-year-old? Probably not.
That is a good point.
But now's the time to learn, sweetie.
Yeah. Like, I feel like everyone is so scared to, like, be in the wrong or to apologize or accept that they did something that wasn't the nicest or most polite. It's like just saying, I didn't think about it like that and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that goes a long way if you actually mean it, of course. But, like, why is it so hard to mean it? Like, your boyfriend did something shitty. It's so clear to a reasonable person that that is a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
To go into someone's private space that they pay money for it just to be theirs, to throw your cigarette ashes into the sink and leave it in the trash can. That's rude.
Yeah.
Any reasonable person would say that's rude.
Anyone.
And I feel like he did it on purpose. I don't know why. Something just tells me that if you smoke cigarettes and your girlfriend's roommates always asked you to go outside when it's 30 degrees and smoke outside. First of all, smoking's a choice. OP's like, oh, he shouldn't have to smoke outside. It's 30 degrees. Well, he's choosing that. Yeah. It is beyond reasonable for people to ask that people do not smoke cigarettes in their home.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's absurd.
The smell the smell like gets in the wall.
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah. They are so within their right to ask someone to smoke cigarettes outside. And most people that smoke cigarettes know there's a reason for it. Like, they know why other people don't like it. I know a lot of people that smoke cigarettes that do not want to smoke cigarettes either, but they're addicted to it. So, like, they know how bad it is.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to, like, push it onto other people or, like, use their cigarettes to make a point. Like, they know the choice that they made for themselves.
Yeah, this is absurd. And
I know.
I feel like they just dug their own grave. Like, they're making this more of a problem because now she's probably going to start, like, locking her door.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe not being around as much. And she already said the other girl wasn't talking to her. It's like, well, yeah.
And for her also to be like, well, you didn't lock your door. What do you expect?
Okay.
Excuse me? Do I have to lock up every single item I own so that my roommates don't take it? And if I don't lock my door, I should then expect that my roommate's random ass asshole boyfriend is going to come into my bathroom and leave his cigarette ashes and cigarette butt. Just because I don't lock my door, I should now expect that to happen.
And he doesn't live there.
He doesn't live there. Like, people are so crazy, you guys.
This reminds me of the skincare story a little bit. But like more heightened for sure.
Yeah. I hate the like, well, what did you expect?
Yeah. It's like,
excuse me? I expected my roommate to be a decent person and understand the idea of personal space that I pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month to attain.
Period.
So yeah, OP, you are a fucking asshole. I'm just kidding.
We're getting heated now.
Sometimes I get so heated.
No, but
I listen back and I'm like, why are you so mad? But you know what? I am mad. And I'm allowed to be mad.
Yes, you are. Because this is literally redonkulous.
Ridiculous.
Not okay. Not okay. The kids are not okay.
No.
Gen Z is not okay.
They're not.
Get it together.
Wait, I kind of I identify as Gen Z.
Yeah, I guess you are.
It depends on who is defining Gen Z, because sometimes people say Gen Z is 96 and above, and then some people say Gen Z is 98 and above or whatever. It's like, who is making the rules?
I feel like 96 is still millennial, but maybe it's not, because you're 96, right?
I'm 96. I think I'm on the cusp, and I did see a TikTok recently that was like, being on the cusp of millennial and Gen Z is the best because you have Gen Z mindset, but millennial money. And I was like, okay, I like that.
Sure.
I mean, I also just identify more as a Gen Z person, like all the trends and the culture.
I was going to say for you. Yeah.
All the millennial culture. I never felt that described me. I was always like, this is a little weird. Like, I don't get it. Just like the girl boss shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to say it. I hate to call people out.
Are you calling me out?
The way that millennials will like record videos, or they'll be like, so that just happened. Or like, they'll be like, I did a thing. Or what else this is like what Gen Z says when they like make fun of millennials. But it's true. I'm so sorry. It's true.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm a millennial. I don't have TikTok, for instance. And I understand what you're saying.
I feel like you're not fully millennial, though.
People say 94 and 95 are cusp, too.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on who's, like, defining. Like who gets to define that? It's not, like, set in stone, right?
I feel like if you're still in your 20s right now, because I'm older 20s, so I'm millennial, but, like, these are all, like, cusp or fully Gen Z versus, like, I feel like the 30, 40-year-olds are, like, fully millennial.
Yeah, I think so, too.
But I could kind of go either way.
Yeah. There's just, like, so many things in the millennial, like, humor. Oh, I feel like a lot of millennials like Harry Potter.
I mean, I do. Yeah.
I never got into it. Like, I don't know. Just so many things. But then the Gen Z humor, I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever read. Or, like, the TikToks they make, the jokes they make. I think that not defines me. I just relate to that so much more.
No, I see that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am a Gen Z.
I love a culture talk.
Me too.
Yeah.
What was the story again? Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I said Gen Z is not okay.
Yeah, but I honestly don't even think it's Gen Z. I think it just is a maturity level because there are people of any age that would be like, well, why is it such a big deal?
Yeah.
And it's like, get a fucking grip.
Get a grip. Bringing it back.
Get a clue.
Yeah, fully. I'll round out my reading journey.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for letting my roommate's ex-girlfriend, who keeps showing up at our apartment, come inside because she was drunk? My roommate dumped her ex-girlfriend about 2 weeks ago, and the ex took it really, really badly. Over the last 2 weeks, she showed up at our apartment 8 times. She stands outside and cries and knocks on the door, begging my roommate to come out and talk to her. My roommate always just ignores her until she goes away. Usually she stays for almost an hour. Honestly, it's really sad to listen to. So last night, my roommate wasn't home and her ex-girlfriend came to the door. I opened the door to tell her that my roommate wasn't there, and I could see that she was very drunk. To be fair, I don't know if she's been drunk the other times that she showed up, but once I saw that she was, I did not feel comfortable just shutting the door on her and leaving a drunk girl alone outside. That's nice. So I let her come inside so that I could call her an Uber to take her home. She was in our apartment for maybe 10 minutes. I didn't let her go in my roommate's room or touch anything. She just sat on the couch and cried while she waited for the Uber. While she was there, I texted my roommate to let her know so she wouldn't come home to her ex-girlfriend unexpectedly being in our apartment. My roommate got mad at me for letting her in and said that I should have just ignored her. I explained that she was drunk and I was worried about her safety, but my roommate said that it didn't matter and it wasn't okay to reward her for showing up by letting her in. My roommate is still mad at me today and is saying that next time the ex shows up, it's going to be my problem to deal with because she's sure I just made the whole situation worse. So am I the asshole? Edit, because a few people have asked, the ex-girlfriend didn't do anything crazy or bad that made my roommate break up with her. She just wasn't that into her. Second edit, I can accept that I'm the asshole here, but I just want to clarify. The reason my roommate hasn't called the police is that she's not scared of her ex and doesn't feel threatened. She just finds it tiring and annoying.
That's hard.
That's hard, yeah. I liked what you said about the safety. Like, that's nice.
Yeah.
We gotta think about these things as women.
That's true. It totally is being rewarded, though, for terrible behavior.
For just letting her sit there and call the Uber, though? I wouldn't say that's a reward. I mean, I think it's still, like, crossing a little bit of a boundary, for sure. But can you just let someone stand in the cold?
I don't think that OP's an asshole, but I think if it happens again, I honestly think the only way to show this girl how wrong her actions are is by calling the police. Because if someone is showing up to your house every other day and waiting outside for an hour begging you to talk to them, and then they're getting drunk and coming to your house.
Yeah.
That is not okay. And I don't think it's safe. Even if you're not scared that she's going to hurt you, whatever, call the police on her. She needs a reality check. What she's doing is so not okay.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's, like, okay. I just think in that one specific instance,
yeah,
it was fine to just let her hang a little bit and, like, call the
yeah.
Uber. But overall, yeah, no, it needs to be nipped in the bud.
Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole for doing it. I just don't think that it's going to solve the problem long term.
Yeah.
So if it happens again, the roommate, I can see why OP's roommate is mad, because OP's roommate is like, why would you accept this behavior from her? Like, don't even help her. Like, just let her figure it out. I get it. You're still not an asshole.
Yeah, no.
Even though you only solved the problem in, like, the short term.
Yeah.
And then I guess the roommate's like, you're going to make it worse. We don't really know that.
Right.
And even if it does make it worse, that's not OP's fault. And she's not an asshole. She didn't have bad intentions.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's sad. I don't think she's an asshole.
I hope it runs its course. Like, I hope it's not a situation where you have to call the police, but you can't, like, there's no way to know that.
Yeah.
So then what do you do in the meantime? Because calling the police just seems so, like, she's clearly just a lovesick puppy in a way.
I feel like love, though, it changes who you are. Like,
yeah.
I just feel like when people fall in love and then they're rejected, or, like, you lose this relationship, whatever, people go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you start acting in ways that are unlike you. And then you start doing things that you're like, oh my God, like, who am I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like emotions like that, they change who you are.
They're so heightened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they make you do crazy things. That's why it's like, love made me crazy.
Yeah.
It's real. Like, I really think that's real.
For sure.
So,
what are the comments saying?
oh, yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah, I don't think she's just like a love-struck person who's like lovesick, because like, I don't know. I've experienced breakups, and I can tell you right now, I cry alone in my room. I cry to my best friend. I don't show up to this guy's house.
Right.
I'm not calling him, texting him every day, begging for him to give me attention.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm gonna do the grieving in my room, and I'm never even... I feel like I get to the point where if I'm even going to the person's neighborhood for something else, I'm like, I hope they don't see me, because if they see me, they're gonna think I'm crazy.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
I'm not doing anything to involve this person.
Yeah.
Because that's only going to hurt yourself. So I feel like we need to stop making excuses for people that are like, oh, well, they're just hurt. Like, another person that I know said that his ex-girlfriend was like super crazy. I'm like, well, what did you do to make her that way? But he was saying that she would call him, her mom would call him, they would beg him to date her. Yeah. And then she would contact his roommate and his roommate's girlfriend and be like, please, like, do you think he'll talk to me again? And the roommates were like, maybe just talk to him. And like, he's like, no, stop giving her attention. Like, we need to cut it off. Like, we need to stop rewarding the behaviors. Like, I get that.
That's true.
But I don't know. I feel like this girl, she needs to be like scared straight almost.
Yeah, she needs like to snap out of it.
Yes, exactly.
But how do you make someone snap out of it when they're so in the thick of it and it just happened? So that's why she's probably like not even aware of what she's doing, and she's gonna look back at this time.
You're right. Yeah.
And be like, what the F? Like, I was not well.
Yeah. I feel like maybe before it happens again, like, it just happened, you helped her once, maybe contact her friends or her family and be like,
yeah,
because it's not your job anymore to like lecture her or teach her this lesson. That's on her and her friends and family. So if you know any of them, I feel like call them, text them, send them a message, just be like, I'm worried about her. She needs help. And as her friend, I think you should help her.
Yeah.
And then also say, if it continues to happen, we're gonna have to call the police.
Yeah, she needs like therapy or something.
Yeah.
It's like you said, yeah, you're right. It's past the point of like she's just sad and a love struck like little whatever.
It is very sad. But I still don't think OP's an asshole, because OP just tried to help her. Maybe she didn't make the best decision.
Agreed.
In the way that she went about helping her, but her intentions were to help the
girl.
They were
pure. Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't make you an asshole. Top comment. Overall, it was voted asshole on Reddit.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not like OP's like feeding her delusions. It's not like OP's letting her in and being like, oh, well, your ex is right upstairs. Like, maybe she'll come down. Like,
she called her a freaking Uber. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so like, I don't know.
Top comment, yes, the asshole. Frankly, at this point, instead of calling an Uber, you should have been calling the cops about harassment. This is absolutely ridiculous, and even more ridiculous that you actually let her inside. And your roommate is right. You 100% did just make it worse. Do you even know why she's an ex? The roommate is right. OP, you've made it your problem now. Now that she's been let in once, the ex will keep trying her luck with you. Good luck dealing with that.
I don't agree. Like, I just don't agree.
I think that even if that happens, like, even if the girl comes back and it's your problem now, OP, you're still not an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, you maybe could have gone about it in a better way. That doesn't make you an asshole.
Like, maybe you're a little naive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you're an asshole. And I think we all need to give people a little bit more grace. Like, who's to say this isn't an isolated incident? Like, people are like, it's going to keep happening. It's like, well, you don't know that.
Well, it did keep happening leading up to this. And I think that's why people are like, it's going to.
You're like, I definitely think it needs to be stopped. But again, like, it's a girl drunk outside on the street alone. Like, to call someone an Uber, and she was probably there for like 10 minutes. Like, you're not an asshole. You're just a good Samaritan. She
was trying to help her. I feel like that's the root of it. So whether she made the situation worse or not, she was trying to help.
She was coming from a good place. Yeah.
Another top comment. Your roommate is being stalked. Don't contribute to it and don't make it worse. If she's stalking your roommate and drinking excessively, that's a problem that only she can fix. I would strongly recommend that your roommate get a restraining order and that all of you start calling the police, each time she shows up. Letting her sob on your doorstep for an hour isn't getting her any help, and it isn't a tenable situation for your roommate. Yes, the asshole. Can we please keep in mind that all of these really good points about, oh, the reality is your roommate is being stalked. The reality is that calling her an Uber isn't going to help her in the long term. All of that is true, but OP didn't know that at the time.
Exactly.
Like, that, if she now lets her in,
yes,
sure, maybe you're an asshole the second time, the third time, but like the first time, like she's not an asshole.
Agreed.
I disagree with the Reddit comments.
Not the asshole.
I think that they're all right in what they're saying, but it's like we're teaching her the lesson and calling her the asshole before she learned it.
Yeah.
And we're calling her the asshole that she hadn't learned the lesson before the situation took place.
Yeah.
It's like, how would she just didn't realize that. That doesn't make her an asshole.
No.
I don't think you're an asshole, LP.
Same.
I'm on your side.
Same.
I'm not on your side because I think you should have handled it better, but I will defend you.
Yeah, I will defend you as well.
Yeah.
Well, we are, but
Yeah.
I'll keep doing it.
Yes.
That was a nice one to end on because I feel like
Yeah.
we're always saying people are the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, that was positive.
So
we're like, no,
she's
you're not.
Yeah. Slay.
There's so many good roommate situations. We should do a part 2.
We need to do part 2 of weddings, part 2 of roommates.
I feel like we can't even call it part 2 because they're just like ongoing. So we should just like make it a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Series. Eek.
Yay.
Love that. That
If
was
you
a
guys,
fun one.
I know.
Yeah.
I liked it. If you guys have any crazy roommate stories, feel free to drop them in the comments or in a message, a DM.
Yeah, because we could read them.
Yes, we could read
Keep
yours.
it anonymous, of course.
Yes, good idea.
Change names,
Yeah, if you want us to read your story, I'd love to. Send it over.
Same.
Yay! Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast.
Thanks. That was fun.
It was so fun. Hope you loved it. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.